And Ibaka kicks to Adams. The three from Morrow. The rebound by Patterson.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down the shot against that kind of defense.
Out left to the wing. Here's Carroll. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And now a 7-point Raptor lead.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing.
And guys, you talk about players who have that killer instinct. Russell Westbrook is right at the top of that list.
Morrow dishes to Adams. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Adams, the pass to Westbrook. Lowry with the block.
Well, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
Here's Ibaka, and the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
It's stolen by Valanciunas.
And you've got to do a better job of making sure the defender isn't in your space. I mean, if you're going to pump fake, you've got to make sure he doesn't have a chance for the steal.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark. A team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this is threatening to get really ugly.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? From what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside. He wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
He was all alone on that one. And it's 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And Roberson kicks to Morrow. Off the left rim and out.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Inside. Out to DeRozan with the shot. That doesn't go either for DeRozan.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Waiters, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. The Raptors also with a sub. Joseph's checked in. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Stolen by Joseph. And DeRozan kicks to Patterson. And he goes in for the dunk.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Cantor, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Durant comes in for Serge Ibaka. Zingler, he's checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Toronto, Biyombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Ross comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Powell in for Kyle Lowry. Biyombo, nice D from Zingler.
The bucket Not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Raptors leading by 10. Toronto was a strong team on the road last season, Clark. A big part of why they came away with 49 wins on the season.
And 22 of those 49 wins were on the road. As a group, they managed to keep things close on the road. And because of that competitiveness, they were over 500 there as well.
Durant, the pass to Kanter. Kicks it to Singler. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. From 13, there's a screen. Again, Durant missing.
Rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
The making a switch here. Scola's checked in. 1:31 left in the first half. Knocked loose. It's stolen by ahead. Here's Waiters, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here. Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at it.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
Pass to Powell. Releases. That one a little long.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Screen by Scola. And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .43 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's stolen by Foy. Raiders against Ross.
Boy, and for Randy Foy, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
Talking about Randy Foy last year, one difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
Scola, a screen on Kanter. Ross with a wide open look, drills it from outside. Ross has got the lead up to 11 now for the Raptors.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Durant with the steal. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here. The first free throw is good. And the Thunder making a switch here. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he...
Ross. And released it in time, but the mark. And the first half is now in the books. Raptors lead by 9. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on this.
Okay, Kevin, here with Coach Casey. And, Coach, you've done a tremendous job forcing turnovers and getting into your transition. What do you tell your guys to keep doing what they're doing?
Push the ball. We always want to push the ball. That's to stop. But, again, we got to make good decisions. We don't want to come down and give it right back to them and let them run it down our throats to the other end.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
They had a focus to working inside, and it's working, Ernie. They've done a great job of recognizing mismatches, a.k.a. barbecue chicken down low, taking advantage. He can't guard that man down there, Ernie. The entry passes have been sharp, and it's led to a lot of points. When you control the paint, you control the game, and they've done that so far.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Oklahoma City?
One problem is that they didn't show enough aggressiveness on the board. When you start losing again, that's when you're supposed to tighten up and toughen up. Your pride has to be challenged, and you need to rise to the occasion. They've got to be more aggressive as a team, and that will cut into the lead.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Second half beginning in just a moment. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something, because he looks a little faster today than normal.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. For Oklahoma City right now, Durant the 3 and Ibaka the 4. Roberson is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. To the middle, it's stolen by Ibaka.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Can't get it to go.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
And it's Lowry penetrating. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Lowry's got the first bucket of the third here for the Raptors. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Durant for 3. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Out to DeRozan. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans had really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
A wide open look here for Ibaka. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
And the Western playoffs it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
Here's Carroll. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Stolen away. And now a fast break for the Thunder. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Oh!
Yeah, sharp steal and then run out. It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Special thanks to for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving